Hello, happy Easter, guys. This will be a joint book review again. I was going to do kind of like single book reviews for each book I read, and I decided not to because that's a lot of work. If it's like that one book you read that's just like really awesome, then yeah, I'm gonna do that. But until that happens, I'm pretty much going to be compiling 3 to 4, maybe even 5 books together, and reviewing them like that. Now, without further ado, let's get started. The first book I read, I finished at the end of March, but I included it in my April to be read list, which actually probably needs to be updated because I did some, I'll explain why later. For right now, I read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This book is incredibly awesome. It's the second book of the series, and pretty much where Throne of Glass left off, Crown of Midnight just picks up, I think, 6 months later. No, a year later. About a year later? 6 months? A few months later, after Throne of Glass. And there's a lot of stuff in it that just really impressed me. Kind of like, just one of the things that I really liked about this book was, sorry, that was bothering me, was just kind of how it shows Celaena's mindset, really. It's just, like, pretty much this book illustrates just how messed up she is. Even though it doesn't seem like she's messed up, but she is. And it's really, like, the illustration through words is amazing. And I have more of an appreciation for Dorian now after reading this second book. I actually can't wait for the third one because that was thunder. Okay. I actually can't wait for the third one because which I just ordered. I should be getting it this week actually from Amazon. Hardcovers. But it was just really awesome, and I loved how Dorian was portrayed in this one, and just kind of like the more like there's just certain things about Dorian's character that I wasn't quite expecting them to do. I knew, and the only reason why I did actually kind of expect it was because I spoiled myself. I know people don't like to, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like to spoil themselves, but I do. I watched Doctor Who after the River Song arc that spanned 3 seasons. I got really tired of not knowing stuff. So, yes, I do like spoilers. And I will say this, while I expected, there's a part of the ending that really gets you, and while I suspected she was gonna go this way, like pretty much the moment I picked up the second book and started reading about this plot point, I was like, this is in regards to Celaena. This is definitely in regards to Celaena. It's really there. It is so, like, you almost, if you don't pick it up the first time, you almost feel kind of silly when you don't. But I knew, and this was before I spoiled myself, I just knew. I was like, yeah. And are we having a thunderstorm? That's funny. We're having a thunderstorm, I think. Alright. But yeah, I definitely recommend picking up Crown of Midnight, and pick it up at your library. Go down to your bookstore, go online, order it. Just definitely read the book. And the more non-disjointed review of Crown of Midnight is down below in the link on Goodreads. Now, after Grounded Midnight, I tried to read Twilight. I got to about chapter 12 and got tired of it. That's pretty much when Edward and Bella started dating. And I got really tired of it. And so I put Twilight down. And I read Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I'm probably butchering that. So anyway, Half-Blood. Kind of a mini rant here. The people who keep saying it's a direct knockoff of Vampire Academy didn't pay attention to Vampire Academy at all. All you got, I swear, oh, she's fallen in love with her trainer / instructor. The dynamic between their relationship is completely different. Between the romance is different, completely different. The Greek mythology, the stakes in this book are completely different than the stuff in Vampire Academy. Vampire Academy is its own thing. It has its own stuff. This book has its own stuff too. It is a completely different book. The Greek mythology is a lot different than the vampire mythology. Actually, the vampire mythology in Vampire Academy is its own thing. Like, there's not that much in the way of vampire mythology there. And there's a lot more to Half-Blood than there is to Vampire Academy. Like, there was more stuff going on in Half-Blood than there was in Vampire Academy. I had to force myself through Vampire Academy and Frostbite to get to Shadow Kiss, because there was so much high school drama going on that it bored me. Half-Blood had the high school drama, the high school BS in there, but there was so many other things going on. Like, she's pretty much, the main character, she is training 24/7. She trains more than Rose. Like, seriously, she does. And the setting of the school is different. The dynamic of the school is different. Like, the purebloods, so to speak, because there's purebloods and half-bloods in Greek mythology, which is, it's a weird thing. I'm not going to explain it. You need to read the book to figure out exactly what they mean by that, by purebloods and half-bloods. But the half-bloods pretty much section themselves off away from the purebloods. They do not interact with them. And the ones who do are either in this crazy pureblood guard, well, not pureblood guard, but this crazy guard that purebloods and half-bloods can enter into, or they're like mindless servants. That is the next. There are no choice in Vampire Academy. The half-bloods, so to speak, the Dhampir, I don't know. I say Dhampir because that's what it looks like to me, but it could be something else. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But the half-human, half-Moroi vampires have more options than the ones who aren't, you know. Than the half-bloods and Half-Blood. And to say otherwise is shorting the book. People are probably see this book, they probably read the synopsis and went, oh, this is going to be like Vampire Academy. This main character is going to be exactly like Rose. No, the main character is her own person, dealing with her own stuff. She's not going to be exactly like Rose. I'm going to let you, as a writer myself, I'm going to let you know a little secret about characterization. Not everybody's going to be the same. Even if they have somewhat of the same background, they're not going to be the same. Sorry, that's just the reality of characterization. Because in actual real life, guess what? Nobody is exactly the same. Wow. So anyway, that was my review and rant of Half-Blood. I liked Half-Blood. I thought I liked Half-Blood better than Vampire Academy. I will be continuing the series, probably on Kindle for the most part, and I don't know, I might try and actually buy the books. We'll see, because I have a lot of other series that I'll admit to liking better than the Half-Blood series that I'm trying to rake in and finish and all that stuff. So there is that. I have priorities because Half-Blood's a recent discovery. So I do have priorities over Half-Blood. But I definitely recommend it. After Half-Blood and Twilight, which, hilariously enough, I started reading Half-Blood in the middle of Twilight because I needed a break from Twilight. And then I went back to Twilight and I could not finish it. They are both written in first person. Both books, first person. Yes. So, there's my rant. The next book I've read so far is Fairest by Marissa Meyer. No, I do not have the cover on this. I know when I finally get around to explaining why my books don't have covers, I'm pretty sure I'm going to pretty much lose everybody. But anyway, Fairest by Marissa Meyer. I noticed when I was on Goodreads, and all the reviews for the books I'm reading will be in the artist comments, video comments, linked there on Goodreads. And I have my more concise reviews on there. I have reviewed this book. I was looking on Goodreads after I'd read this book and kind of like, went through what other people were saying. A lot of people were giving it 3 stars. They didn't like it very much, and I can kind of see why, because there's really not, like... The problem, I think, with Lavanna is that she's not a likable character. Like, even in the book, she is not likable. She's a little brat when you first start reading it, and you're just kind of like, you're a brat. But, however, I am going to say this about Marissa Meyer. She's characterized a character who was not... Lavanna, depending on... When you read through the book and go, yeah, wow, that's her past. When you think about it, after you're done reading it, the way Marissa Meyer characterized Lavanna, Queen Lavanna, was that it probably wouldn't have mattered how she grew up. Lavanna would have been a really horrible person. There were other it's probably not a horrible person, but she wouldn't have been a very nice queen anyway. There's a lot of obsession going on with Lavanna, which I've done. I've had a very obsession-light version with a guy before. 2 of them, actually. And when I post this video on Facebook, there will be, and if any of my friends on Facebook watch this video and know what I'm talking about, will know what I'm talking about. I've kind of been in her shoes before, but, and this is the but, I didn't do what she did. Granted, you can't do what she did, but there's a lot of manipulation in Lavanna that, was just like, there was a lot of insensitivity concerning where she was. And half of it was because she's a 16-year-old girl when the book first starts out, and the rest of it was just kind of like, you're deluding yourself at this point. Like, you're not even... Like, there's a lot of stuff going on in the romance where you're just kind of like, you almost felt sorry for her because of the fact that, honestly, she was a very lonely person. I mean, come on, pretty much everybody in her family hates her. The court hates her and doesn't respect her. Her sister's a bitch. And, it's just... I liked her character. I liked how she was represented. This is like... my relationship between Littlefinger, Peter Baelish in Game of Thrones, and me. That's kind of how I feel about Lavanna. I like Peter Baelish as an interesting character. Would I actually like him in person? No, I'd probably shoot him and not even hesitate, because Peter's creepy. Lavanna is crazy, and you can almost see, like, you can see the crazy just unfold in front of you, and you're like, whoa. And that is, like, she slowly goes insane. Like, she was going insane from before. And then she just, like, the progression in her of her insanity is insane. It's insane. Ugh. So anyway, the characters in this book I definitely like, and I definitely encourage you guys to read it up, pick it up and read it. Read it up. You can read it up. Pick it up, read it, and then if you don't like this book, I understand why, but understand this is just a novella characterizing Levana. And I don't think this book was written for the purpose of helping us feel sorry for Levana. This book, I think, was written for the purpose of having the rest of us who've read the series do not pick this book up without reading the rest of the series. At least Cinder and Scarlet. If you've read Cinder and Scarlet, you probably won't be lost. But you definitely should pick this book up and read it if you have read the series, because it doesn't make me particularly feel sorry for her. I felt sorry for her at a couple of scenes because I was just like, oh my gosh, you crazy. You're in a crazy family. You're surrounded by crazy people. This is just wrong. But it made me not pity her. It made me understand her more. Like, you understand Levana and where she's coming from when you read this book. And there was a lot of, like, you see the other characters in there, too, except Scarlet. She's the only one you don't see. Anyway, so my Goodreads review for Fairest is in the comment section. My Goodreads review for Twilight is in the comment section, if I remember to put it in there. I think I will. Let's find out. And, because of my other, video review, I did not have this book in here to prove that I have Cinder in her, yeah, that one. Yes, Cinder. This is probably, for me, it was definitely the best book of the series. I enjoy Cinder, but I really enjoyed Crest too, because Crest was awesome. Anyway, so, have a good week, everybody. This weekend, I will be doing my first book haul. I bought 3 books from my local bookstore in Alpine, and I'll be heading home to Round Rock, to where I will have a bunch of Amazon orders, hopefully there by Saturday. It'll probably be in Saturday evening. I don't know if I'm going to get all of my books. Hopefully I will. Well, I won't get all my books. I made a book outlet order that I won't get until the end of April, and I won't be back in Round Rock to May. Amazon can't find my house for some weird reason, and I didn't want a chance at getting lost, so I have all of my orders shipped forward to my home in Round Rock. And for those of you who don't know, Round Rock, Texas is a city, and it's right above Austin, Texas. And it's a fun place to visit. Go visit Round Rock. We have a bat bridge. We have about 4 million bats living under I-35, the I-35 bridge. You should definitely check that out. Tip for that day. And so, sorry for the very long video. I'm trying to cut them down, but it's not working because I have a gob. So, and I like to talk. Anyway, have a nice day, y'all.